for a second scenario, I've chosen mounting the threat, I think. As a large Soviet troop convoy makes its way towards Iceland, a NATO subgroup is detected. To counter the threat, the Soviets send an ASW screen along with whatever help they can get. Okay, this is going to throw a fair amount of the rules into play. There are some bigger scenarios. You really get to these ones that have a lot of ships in it. I'm sure they add something. I don't think I've played many of them. Usually I play a handful of these scenarios with, you know, whoever. Yeah, in the past, the only people I've played these with heavily have been my two wives. Otherwise, it's kind of like, I'll play one, you know, and show you the game and whatever. And then there's kind of the, well, how different are the others or whatever. Or it might just be as a filler or something. It's not a very long game. But it can be fairly useful to just sort of play through. Again, I put it in that same area as the Down in Flames scenarios. If you're not playing some kind of campaign in Down in Flames, you kind of play a couple hands and then whatever. Yeah, it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just that's sort of the nature of it. I guess if people knew the game beforehand, it would be easier to just rattle off some more of them. And that's why with my wives that happened that way. But with other people, it's usually like, okay, well, let's do something else, you know, because the game really does kind of show itself, right? Fairly easily, and there's no, the kinds of things that draw someone to playing a larger game don't exist in this. And that's kind of one of my biggest negatives for it, is there's no overwhelming, there's no overarching campaign. It is just this light combat, and it just tends to be the smaller scenarios get played. So for this one, we have 2 surface ships for the Russians, or Soviets in this case, and a couple of subs that can come in as reinforcements. Victory conditions are standard. Some of these have different victory conditions where you're hunting the transports and stuff. And the 2 Russian subs are Victor 1s, which I think are pretty shitty compared. They're like worse than the last subs. They're just whatever could be found in the area. We have the Los Angeles class here. We saw one of these before. And then we have the British HMS Valiant class. Don't know quite what that is. You'll see these. I think I know what they're for. They're for the surface fleet. Remember, the surface fleet shares 1 counter. You've never done it this way before? Well, now I think I know that's what it's for. I don't think they spell that out. There's sort of no compendium of what all the pieces mean, which is often a useful thing. And, you know, with no description and a clear way to say, well, you know, if one of the ships has a certain contact level, we'll remember that. But this stands out a little better and is probably what they were intended for. Right now, I've got myself into a bit of a problem. I was planning on reading the rules to something fairly complex while I played this, and kind of thought I'd play out a lot of the scenarios, but I'm growing less and less excited about that idea, which means I need to find something that will take some time and doesn't have a whole lot of investment in rules to fit in here, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to choose there. So that's going to be my hunt right now. One thing that's missing in this rule set, that at least as far as I can tell, is how to determine who goes first. And there are plenty of ways you could do it. In the first scenario, I saw an obvious disadvantage for the Russians, so I let them have the first play. Since I've got them on the left, I'm going to let them play first again. It'll make life easier. All right, no helicopters, unfortunately. I gotta be careful with helicopters because the helicopter rules require that you pay attention to things that maybe I'll forget. I bet you I'll forget. All right, I have a handful of nothing. I can't close range because I'm at no contact to begin with. So I guess they go second. I could hold on to a contact reduction. That could at least get played. But I'd rather have passive radar, I guess. Or, even better, a helicopter. Okay. I need to relight my pipe. I'm having trouble finding something that fits the criteria that I laid out. That I'm willing to play. I don't know. Got at least one thing that maybe I could do. It's just, I'm not really in the state to be reading as heavy a rules, and I'm not even sure I want to play this, but I know that a lot of people wanted it. Okay, so we're over here with a bunch of garbage. And this also is not at all useful. Do I throw the whole hand, or do I keep anything? Evasive actions now. It's all garbage. Okay. Let's get deck one in play here. That will impact, if I recall correctly, the reinforcement checks. Now, that would have been a possibility, wouldn't it? The first player could have gone for reinforcement checks. Huh. I didn't even think about it. I gotta find those rules. There we go. Yeah. That might have been an interesting option, but we didn't do it. I have like one damaged card. You know, sleeves and all. Okay. We go back, and my pipe's out again. Here, we're going to launch a helicopter. Launch a helicopter. I believe the helicopters are able to do something as soon as they're launched. So I can do an active sensor. These ships are approximately equal in value. This has a better sensor level. So I'm going to go after the Los Angeles. Place a contact reduction to reduce the chance of that. Gets rid of that +1. I have no passive or anything like that. So that helicopter has a sensor of 2. Canceled out. We're looking for a 6. 5. No go. We just did a helicopter thing. So our helicopter number is only greater than is greater than 3 on the Udalov, which means it's better. Gotta find it. Here. Each turn that a player with a helicopter draws an RN, which is also a helicopter, he must make a helicopter plus check. At the end of the turn, that's different. Each helicopter contains the operation. If the RN is greater than the duration, it's discarded. Oh, greater than the duration. Wait, what? Each time a helicopter is used, if the RN drawn is greater than the helicopter duration number, the helicopter may stay aloft, otherwise it's discarded. So my helicopter goes away because I got a shitty number. I could do something with this helicopter. I got a passive sensor that's got a shot of doing something. Sure. I'll take another shot at the Los Angeles here. I've got to get rid of these subs. So that's a 4. I got nothing that can help with that. 5, 6, 7. We have detected them. I make a helicopter check. That's a 3. The helicopter goes away. You can see they're valuable, but having cards that I could use for them right away meant that they had a good chance of recycling. Okay. Back over here, I've got an active sonar check. Do I want to do it? Well, this is the better ship by far. They're about equally heavy. I'm going to have the Valiant take a shot at it. The Valiant only has a sensor of 4, but I'm being screened by this essentially. Like, that's at a higher level. So my sensor value is 5. We will do a detection. Doesn't matter which ship we do it from here. Just because. And that's a 5 on, what were we going after? We were going after the better ship. 9, we get. Notice that it's easier to attack ships. They don't have that no attack space. They go from no contact to nothing. But the Valiant's done its action, so even if I had a weapons lock on, I couldn't do anything with it. So I draw 2 more cards. Go over here. We don't have contact with anything. I do want to be able to evade if I'm shot. So I only draw 2 cards. Back over. We don't have good enough contact to hit them. We have a lot of garbage in our hand. We're not attackable right now. I'm going to get rid of the whole hand. Oh God. All these damn helicopters. Okay, and I got to remember a weather check. When is weather check done? Whenever an X is drawn, yeah. Okay. And then at the end of the turn, they can always check. So we just threw, that puts me over here. We got a decent weapon lock on. We got a contact reduction. This impacts ships. I think I actually want to play that because I don't want to get shot. So that will be on a 4 or better. Nope, they burned a helicopter, crap. Nothing else is usable. So I get 2 more cards. Back over here, bunches of garbage. I have an active sonar. Can't cancel out those guys trying to close range. I will just throw away a bunch of cards. Interesting. All right, coming back here. And battle stations are very rare, but they're not all that useful. Now, I could use battle stations if I do a sonar detection, and I think I'm allowed to add it after I play a card. And then launch an attack. Of course, contact of 4, that's not going to help. So I've really got a whole handful of garbage again. All right, over here, no weapon contact. I got a contact reduction. Do I want to keep playing with that? Or I got a couple of close weapon contacts. You know, it's sort of the, do I want to throw everything away? Yeah. Let's just get rid of all of it. Keep this. A 1's not very good, but okay, now we got some sensors. Unfortunately, we have no copters. Luckily, these ships have sensors, unlike the aircraft carrier. We look at the list of things and we say there's nothing good except for the sensors. We throw a bunch of cards away. This is for no good reason except that the cards are coming out for the wrong people. Not working well. It's not like, hey, I added helicopters to the deck. All right, now we want a sensor detection. This ship's already been found, so I would rather do it from this ship, and I'm gonna keep trying to find the Los Angeles. Okay. Put a contact reduction on that. That means I have a sensor of 1 plus 1 minus 2 is 0. I'm going to need a 6. Yeah, that's not going to happen. If I had succeeded, I would have been able to use this ship to fire on it. I don't have that. Well, I might as well do a passive sonar detection. Let's keep picking on this. It's the better ship. We have a sensor value of 2. So you have anything? Contact reduced down to 1. Nope. Okay. Both ships played. Draw these. Coming over here, helicopter close open range active sensor. I'm going to keep that active sensor in hand for some reason or another. I could close range. Closing range happens with all my ships, and it would be all their activity, which means I probably don't want to do that. So I'm going to do, let's look at my attack values. My attack values are the same for both ships. So I'm going to do a passive sensor from here, again on the Los Angeles. I'm at a 2. There's nothing working against me. Not good enough. I can't do the close range anymore with the surface fleet. So I'll do another passive on them. This time I'm a sensor value of 1. They have nothing they can do. No go. It's generally worth playing your cards rather than holding them. And unlike in Down in Flames, where sometimes there's especially good cards that can be used in combo or that can be withheld for especially dangerous circumstances. Okay, we're back to the subs. We have a bunch of activity here. Well, I hate using active sonar here. I am going to, I guess, use it from the Los Angeles. No, I'm going to use it from the Valiant on the Udalov. That's a 5. We got anything here? We got nothing that helps. All right, that raised us up to a 2. Well, if he didn't play a passive or any defensive, I feel pretty safe playing the active on here. That'll be a 6. I'm going to start picking on the Nikolaev now for the same reason as before. It's better to have one sub chasing each enemy resource. So this is a 6. I got an X. That is not a malfunction, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. That means my sensors now have a -1 on them. Now I need that technician. I can repair this. Coming back over here. Weapons locks don't help us, but we can combine sensor and weapons. This is the better ship for sensors, but I'd rather expose this one. So I'm going to go with a sensor of 2. And I'll keep going after the Los Angeles. I don't have any defensive cards. I have a passive sensor detection, which I will use from the Los Angeles to increase my sensor rating on him. So he's a 2, plus nothing. What about the Udalov? I got nothing, but I am going to try to close range with the Admiral Lapshkin. Or Lapshin. So let's do that this time. I need to get a 6 or higher. I'm at +1. There's no counter. Doesn't happen. That does let me draw 2 more cards though, since I used up 1. Come back over here. What do we got? We have a weapon we can fire. Contact 2. Not thrilled with it, but heading out there. Evasive action, no detections. Fire is 1. That puts me to a 4. Drop it to a 3. Defense is 8. We got a hit. Okay. Let's see what the hit does. The hit got a sensor value on this. Now, I screwed this up last time. Any hit does this, and those are permanent results from now on. I got an active sonar over here. I don't really like using these up, but it's better than a close range. So a 6 going against him. He's got nothing to play. A 6 is a successful detection. So we get him up to a 2. 3 more cards. I have nothing I can lock those weapons on. I have a technician here. Did I screw up? I actually forgot my -1 there. Should have been repairing, but I have a technician, which isn't going to help me. I need the other kind of damage control. I'm trying to remember what that is. Remove a damage with a damage control card. I could try to bring another ship in, or I could ditch cards. My chance of getting a ship in is fairly low. That card might have done it. And I get another one. I can't run silently there to try to hide. So we come back over here. We have no weapons. Our detection levels are approximately equal. I don't really like what I have with all these CORs. But do I want to drop cards or do I? And you know, it's not like there's a lot of strategy in this game, right? It's basically the hand of cards plays you. Now and then you come up to this situation. Do I want to risk being noisy when I have a bunch of garbage in my hand? And I've kept myself quiet. I think the answer is I'm going to throw all of these out. But the danger is I do have a time limit on me of sorts, which is that I don't want these subs coming in, and they're going to come eventually. Okay, we have no lock on yet. Which ship? This one's got, they both have equal sensors. Okay, I'm going to ping with this one. And again, I'm going after the Los Angeles. I've got a sensor value of 2. Los Angeles is definitely going to up its sensor value with this. Do I want to use my passive on this as well? You know, I'm afraid that I get hit, right? So I'm going to drop 2 passives on there, and we've got a sensor value of 2 plus 2 is 4. Not good enough. So this guy's played. You could do something like this to indicate who did what. I still don't have a weapons lock, so I'll ping here. Well, what the hell? Passive on both of these. He's got a 2 again against the Los Angeles, 9. The fleet now has an attack capability against them. I do a COR. That's not enough. And draw 3 more cards. Well, we got nothing. I could try to repair the malfunction, but I'd rather draw a hand of cards. If I do the repair, it's an action and it impacts me. Coming back over here, what do we got? We have contact now. Who wants to attack? They're both the same. I'm going to attack from the Nikolaev. And that's an attack on the Los Angeles. So, we look to see what we got. We got nothing to defend us. That means it's only a 1 attack, plus 2 is 3. Against a defense of 8, we get an X. That's not good. We didn't get those before. We now have a malfunction on the attack level. Okay. We got one more thing we could do. Since nothing was played, I'm going to play my sensor from him. We're going to increase our, try to increase against the Los Angeles. We have a 2 sensor. These are subs, so we'll drop that down. So now it's at 0. A 1's not going to do. We don't have any cores, so we go here. Come back here. Well, we got weapons lock-ons. We got 3 contact on him from the purple ship. I'm going to combine weapons. That'll give me a 4 firepower here. Evasive action is not limited, even though this looks like a sub, it's okay. So we'll subtract 2 off that. So what are we at? We're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. He's got a defense of 7. Boom. We're hit again. See what the results are. An attack and a sensor. Okay. Ship's still there. It's relatively big compared to what we saw elsewhere. Over here, I'm going to try to repair that Malf, I guess. These weapons lock-ons are gone. I could reduce contact. That would give me more draws. I'm going to try to repair that malfunction. Not good enough. 3 cards. Back over here. It's a contact reduction I can use. These I cannot. They're just garbage for me. I may have illegally used one. I don't know. The rest of this shit is just not good. The evasive I can use. I'm going to try to contact reduce here. It only is against one, I think. I don't know, maybe it's on all. Enemy ships have on it. Yeah, so both ships would be able to go. I draw, and I need a 4, and it'll affect all of them. No good. I can try to repair the malfunction. That works. And I get 2 more cards. Coming back over, we got weapons lock on again. We're not at level 4. Which means what? I don't know. I want to take a plink. Let's do it from here. That's at 3, 4 against him. He'll evasive action. That drops it to a 3. Got nothing else. 8, that's a hit. 2 sensor. This is done. Ship down. I don't know where I put things. Okay. This is dead. Okay. And I haven't done the Los Angeles yet. Do I want to contact reduce? Or do I want to try to repair my malfunction? I'm going to contact reduce because that means he has no attacks on me. 3 or higher, that works. Contact goes down. We get 2 more cards. See, all the helicopters are buried in the discard now. Weapons lock on, nowhere near. Bunch of other stuff that we can't use. We will ditch the bunch. Even the evasive action. Because we need something like these helicopters to help us. Okay. Coming back over, what do we got? We got a weapons lock on we can't use. We have a contact reduction, which would be conceivably very useful. We have some sonar detection. I will ping that because my weapon has a contact of 4. If I can get that up, that's helpful. I've got a malfunction at 1, so I'm a 4, 5. We need to see things, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. 4. We're detected anyway. Okay. Over here on him, definitely don't particularly care about the contact reduction. I'll play the passive over on him. That's a 4 sensor value. This one I can't listen to. 5, 6, it's noisy enough, it exposes itself some more. That way, if the Los Angeles goes down, I have something. I still have a targeting on him. Well, not much I can do here. Launch a helicopter. Hey, I'm back up to 5 cards. And the helicopter can do a passive. We'll keep picking on which? We'll keep picking on the Los Angeles. So we got a 2 sensor. Drops down to a 0. No way. Make a helicopter check. That is a 6. That's higher than a 5, so I get to keep my helicopter this round. And I get some cards. I'm going to be going back up to 5. This thing, yeah, I know, goes up to deck 2, and I'll reshuffle and draw those extra cards. And that means all the helicopters are back in. But now I don't need so many helicopters. Those helicopters being back in may actually be a disadvantage because they can cause issues for me. This thing, one of the things with this game, and it's true with the Down in Flames too, I have a hard time pulling myself away from it. Especially when I have nothing else to do. I just want to keep playing these interactive things, and then I get to an end of a scenario and I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do next? Do I do another one? Well, then I get into the same position. This is kind of a good sign, actually. It means I'm having fun, I guess. I mean, I do enjoy the game. All right, we're over here. What do I have? I have massive weapons lock-ons. I'm going to do a 5, 6, 7, 8 attack value against here. What can it do to defend itself? Not much. I can do a passive sonar. Give me a level. 8's a lot, though. That's a hit. And, I mean, it's almost guaranteed to be a hit. And now I make a check for how much damage I do. I get a hit on the attack value. I've also gotten a hit on it, so detection and defense are down. It's spilling oil, it's taking on water, blah, blah, blah. I got another ship still. Over here, I've got a contact level of 2 on that. I launch another. There's nothing I can do about that. So that's 2, 5 against the defense of 7. That's a hit. It's sunk. Game over. Didn't manage to get the extra ships in. And again, you know, this is what it's like. It's this, the cards play you. You can make some decisions with them. It's not completely mindless. You make some targeting decisions. Which ship do I want to go after or whatever. But, you know, for the most part, it's an amusement. It's an enjoyable amusement. That's it. It's not a game that you're going to burn your brain on. Sometimes you have to remember a few of the rules and whatnot, but that's about it. I don't really want to keep playing these. This is Mounting the Threat. I'll load this one up. I am enjoying surprisingly more than I thought I would. I think it's actually like, so it's not a game that you want to play solo generally. Although, like the first response in it, the first comment, somebody put like a rating of 10. That, you know, this is the best solo design or something like that. I think they're thinking about something else, Avalon Hill Submarine, and just saw this and said, oh, this is that. No, it's not. Because I think Avalon Hill Submarine is a solo game. I know Wolfpack is. Have I played that shit yet? It's not fun. But yeah, I mean, he put it down as this is, you know, the only designed for. No, he didn't just put that it was a great solo experience. He put this is the only made for solo game that I really like, or something like that. And it's like, this is totally not made for solo. So usually I wouldn't play this solo. Usually this is something I only play opposed, which has lowered its rating overall. But I bumped it up a little bit. And part of it is this, hey, I'm not really doing anything. I'm getting played by these cards more than I'm really making decisions in the game. It's fun. It tells a neat story. There's no question about that. But telling a neat story isn't cool enough if I can't play it solo particularly well. And I just don't feel like that high interactive play corresponds to a good solo experience. However, or results in, I really kind of enjoyed it doing it on video, which is strange because quite often these very interactive games, I'm just like, okay, well, what do I do? How do I step aside? Where's the story? This game is the story. It's the card plays. It's the bang bang. It's the shots and everything. As opposed to being able to kind of spend more time pondering and fantasizing about what the board layout is and everything. This is just, and maybe I'll find the same with the Down in Flames, and maybe with Upfront by the same designer, in order to, I've been kind of avoiding Upfront because, again, it's like, it's not really a solo game. Maybe it'll turn out as such. Anyway, I'll send this up.